We're actually going to do something a little bit different than we usually do. I just wanted to quickly show you guys what we do briefly, just to advertise our sellers listings with Facebook advertising. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Really what I want to focus on is the targeting. That's what's really amazing with this. So we'll create our ad, and we'll say our ad is, we're going to focus on a lead generation. I won't go too into detail with that, but we'll say it's for 123 Fake Street in Bradford. That's what we'll focus on. Okay, and then we'll hit continue there, and then we're really going to focus, like I said, on the targeting. So I'm going to scroll right down, and we don't want to target obviously all of Canada. We want to focus in a little more than that, clearly a lot more than that, and so we're going to add some locations in bulk. So if this place is in Bradford, we really want to focus on who would be buying a home in Bradford. So we're going to focus on some cities only, and what we're going to do is we want all of Bradford, because someone might be upgrading or downgrading depending on what kind of home we're advertising. And then we'll also do Newmarket because it's close by and a large market, as well as places like Aurora and maybe Richmond Hill, just as some examples. And this is really good for because places like Newmarket, Aurora, Richmond Hill, where the price point's a lot higher, they might move up to Bradford, especially from Newmarket, where it's not that much larger a commute, for a significant price decrease when they're buying a house. So we'll match some of those locations, make sure they're good. Oh, clearly I screwed up on Richmond Hill by not putting a space there. Okay, and then 1 second. We'll add those three. I'll search Richmond Hill the other way. Richmond Hill. Actually, this is perfect because what I can do is I can show you how it starts off with a giant area like that. And you really have to narrow it down. So you can do 25 miles, you can drop it all the way down to 1 mile, which is what we do for some of our ads. Oh, for cities, sorry, they only let you drop it down to 10. But for some areas, you can drop it right down to 1. But we're just going to do anyone that says they live in Richmond Hill, Aurora, Newmarket, or Bradford. Okay, and so with that, that's kind of our locations covered. We want to change the age range a little bit because 18-year-olds aren't buying houses, and a lot of them are on Facebook. And as you see over here, right now our audience size is 250,000 people, which is it's a lot to try and advertise to them. We want to get a lot more specific with our advertising. So we're going to increase it. Who's going to be buying a home in Bradford? I'd say, typically speaking, it's people over the age of 28, 29, 30 and up. But we're going to drop it down to 27 because I know some 27-year-olds that own a place in Bradford. And then we'll scroll down, and we're going to target men and women because both are on Facebook. We're really going to focus on people that speak English because that'll narrow down our audience size as well. It'll be people that understand the advertising. And this is where it gets really interesting, the inclusions. So the targeting for the actual cities is huge, but the other side of targeting, which is really nice as well, actually I did forget to mention, with the cities, you can target everyone in the location or people who live in the location. So for this ad, we're going to target anyone in the location because that might get people that are working in the area who are commuting, or people that are just traveling to the area and they find they love it. Then we're going to do more of our detailed targeting. So who do we want to include? So in this particular instant, let's say it was a house with an in-law suite, for instance. So if there was an apartment in the house, we might want to target family-based households. You'll see it here, family-based households. And when you scroll over to the right, you'll see that it's people living in households where one or more people are immediate or extended family. So the idea of this is it's people that are living with their parents. So, and I don't mean young adults living with their parents. I mean elderly parents living with their kids who have grown up and have kids potentially. So this is, if we were doing in-law suites, you could really target that down. So you see, if I add that in there, our population size of 180,000 dropped to 66,000. So that makes it a lot more targeted. These are people that really might be buying my home. To give you another example, we'll target people that are parents. And you can the really cool thing is you can target parents 0 to 12 months. 1 second. So you can target all the parents, or you can target parents of teenagers, 13 to 18 years. You can target, actually I'm going to show you the parents another way. I'm going to go browse, demographics, and we're going to go parents. There you go. All parents. So you can target parents 0 to 12 months, 3 to 5 years. You can really narrow it down, but honestly, I don't want to go that specific. You want to still have a broad enough category. So we're going to go with all parents, which narrows it down to 45,000 people. Okay, so that really gets it really specific. Another thing we can do is start including people who might be interested in specific things. So one that you could do, although it's not the best example, is HGTV. I know I saw this on there earlier, House Hunter. So people that are interested in the House Hunter show, and that'll add to it as well, but it'll also diminish your audience size. So you don't always want to do that. So for some of our listing ads, really as specific as we go, is we want to make sure we're including parents in our specifics. And like I said, with an in-law suite, we might even go down to say family-based households. And then that really narrows it down, or that actually increases it, to 84,000 people. So now we've got family-based households and parents, which really gives us a good option. And you could target specific things like in a relationship, depending on the price point of the house. But there's so much more you can do with that. What I really wanted to focus on was the actual location targeting, which is phenomenal. And then you can go into some exclusions and stuff, but I'm not really going to go into that kind of stuff. And then you can go into doing some ad placements. So where you want it to show up, this will show up in people's feeds. It'll show up in their Instagram feed. You can have it show up on their Messenger home, and that really gives you a variety of options to get it in front of as many buyers as possible. So now I just before I end this video, because I don't want to run it too long, I know you guys are all really busy, is I'm just going to give you an example of what we might do for, say, an open house. So we like to run our open houses a lot different than the average realtor. The average realtor might just put out some signs, put it up on the MLS, and hope to see some buyers come out. We really want to direct as much traffic as possible. So say we were running an open house on, we'll go with Weir Street right here, okay? So if we were running an open house on Weir Street, we really want to get as many buyers in as we possibly can. So we would really put out, if the average realtor puts out like 3 signs, we put out like 20 to 30 signs, and we'll really hit like the main intersections, direct people in. We'll even come down here. Doesn't show it's all the way through, but it is. We'll even come down here and put some signs. But just to give you an example of what we do with Facebook, is we'll run an ad all week, like we had set up with the specific towns promoting the open house. But then what we might do is we'll run a specific ad to this location. So this is where I mentioned you can drop a pin. So this is where the house is, let's say. Okay, we don't want it for 10 miles. We want to drop it down to 1 mile, because we want anyone that's driving through town to really see this listing, right? Anyone that's driving through the area might see one of our signs or might be in the area. We want them to see that there's an open house, especially all the neighbors, because we want to encourage them to come out, especially if they happen to know any potential buyers. So we'll run it down to 1 mile like that. And then what we'll do is we'll take out a lot of these inclusions or exclusions. We'll keep it just to English speaking, and then we'll do everyone in this location, so that anyone that drives by here will get this listing on their phone, or anyone that's on Facebook in the area will get that listing on their phone. So yeah, I don't want to go, like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time up. And if you guys like this, then I'll go into a little more detail on what we might do for an ad. But this is just to give you an idea of the actual specific targeting we do for a couple of things, like our listings and our open houses. Yeah, so you know what? I really hope you guys enjoyed the content. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Like I said, I'm always there. Give me a call or shoot me a text. I really don't care how you guys want to reach out to me. Yeah, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys share it out as well. All right? Thank you very much. Take care.